know that I'm Matt Walsh. I'll always be an outsider. I need to go deeper undercover. A whole new idea.
And the answer is, like, the bar is so low for having very politically charged right-wing comedy in this arena, of which there clearly, like, is a huge deficit. That's one of the reasons why Steven Crowder has been able, or Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin, probably one of the worst stand-up comedians in history, has been able to still craft careers for themselves. Steven Crowder is still considered a conservative comedian. He's still considered someone who produces sketch comedy, but it's with a right-wing slant kind of thing, you know? What happened yesterday, one of the things that I thought was just undeniably wholesome was Tim Walz's children being very emotionally moved by seeing their father get nominated for the Vice President of the United States, crying and being proud of him, pointing, saying, "That's my dad." I was like, that's unbelievably cute. I don't think that's something that anyone would be able to find a problem with. Of all the things that you could find a problem with, I mean, you know, easy. Yeah, go after Bill Clinton. He was there. The dude is all over the fucking Epstein files. He was talking. Go after that. But, you know, a son being so proud of his dad that he was moved to tears, you would think is like a universal kind of human experience of like, aw, you know, it's hard to even make fun of bad people when you see something like that. So, to the surprise of nobody, the right have been having a time with it, and they figured their new line of attack is to go after him. Tim Walz's stupid crying son isn't the flex the left thinks it is. You raised your kid to be a puffy beta male. Congrats. Does Barron Trump cry? Nope. Does he love his father? Of course. That's the type of values I want leading the country. Profoundly weird and strange to just feel like, does he cry? No. He's never cried before. If this is your dad, this is your son. Since Vince Langman. Now, things are getting so bad that even the right are disgusted by the right. Cassandra McDonald says, he can't speak, he has a learning disability, this is wholesome and sweet, he's super proud of his dad, families are cool. I'm mean as hell, and the comments about him are off-putting even to me, says Cassandra McDonald. And then Matt Walsh. Yeah. Attacking a kid for loving his dad is the dumbest move I've seen by right-wingers on the site. Literally no benefit to it at all. Some people on our side have no ability to think strategically. Frustrating. When the far right are basically like, holy shit, I'm shocked to learn this, but the far right are kind of gross. Yeah. Yeah, and the Nazis are going to do as Nazis do. It's just shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. You know, don't think that Matt Walsh has changed. This is not Matt Walsh being like, you know, maybe I've dedicated my life to endangering children and getting people to call in bomb threats to hospitals. So maybe that's not a really good thing because those children's hospitals are filled with kids who probably need medical attention. And me directing people to go there and bomb them, yeah, probably not a great idea. No, that's probably bad. And yeah, look at what the people in his own audience are kind of saying. Yikes! Too much estrogen. Oh, he's Arsler, you know. It's what do you expect? What did you think was going to happen? You are curating an audience of people to be as horrifying as possible. You are feeding them Nazi rhetoric on a regular basis. You are teaching them to hate people because of the way they were born. You're teaching them to dehumanize people because of the way they were born. You're like such a profoundly grotesque thing to want to do. Is I want to make money off getting people to hate other people because of who they love. That's what I want to make money at, and I want people to feel unsafe. I want kids to feel unsafe. I want them to get death threats, and I want teachers who help them to get death threats, and schools to get bomb threats, and hospitals to get bomb threats. That's what I do. This is what I do. This is how I'm going to make money in life. This is what I'm going to profit off. This is going to be my legacy. And then what a surprise! The very people who are now being indoctrinated by that are just horrifying all around. All around. What a surprise, Matt. What a surprise. Being grotesque is making people around you be grotesque. He's in disguise. I'm sure everyone's already seen. He's playing the character he always plays. It's a shock, I know. It's so shocking to see Matt Walsh in disguise, dressing up as the character he always plays every single time.
Our physical safety with this person in the room.
The things I could do to them.
Why would your physical safety not be okay?
They always treat me like somebody who kills small animals for fun.
Did I miss something?
I don't do it just for fun. But how would they know anything about that?
I don't feel comfortable.
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I see that I'm not wanted.
They must know how badly I want them. Oh, this hunger I feel. The longing to take someone home with me. Cut them up. Eat the parts that are better fresh, and put the rest of the meat in my freezer for later. If I continue to dress like a murderous lumberjack, nobody's coming to dinner. Ever.
I've got to stop acting and dressing like a serial killer. Have I met anyone who doesn't dress like Ed Gein? Ah, yes. Yes, I have.
Your jacket, those pants and shoes. Will I fit in them?
Why do you ask the question?
What is wrong with me? Why can't I stop myself from doing these horrible but very delicious things? I think I know the answer. But I keep asking myself the question. Am I a serial killer?
Rated NOSS.
I guess that was made by @terminalmode. YouTube.com/@terminalmode, who made a parody trailer.
No one should see.
Subscribe to Terminal Mode before I kill again.
Just a poor man, Sacha Baron Cohen. I was saying that they all watched Borat and they thought it was easy. The first Borat was hysterical, mostly because Borat himself was the butt of the joke. I liked it because I liked the racial stereotypes and the funny voices. That's why I liked it. And it was funny because we got to laugh at him. Since then, Sacha Baron Cohen's routine has focused on simply embarrassing people, destroying their lives. Often people who aren't even prominent, ugly, mean-spirited, witless. No thanks. Sacha Baron Cohen is a rich Hollywood brat who goes around trying to embarrass poor and middle-class people for fun. Once in a while, he throws in a prominent Republican. He's seriously one of the biggest scumbags in the industry. Don't reward him by watching this movie. Watch the latest episode of Sacha Baron Cohen's show. What an ugly, mean-spirited, and unfunny show. Politically motivated, and mostly punching down towards obscure politicians, reality stars, and random small-town Americans. Random small-town Americans.
Okay, so a couple of days ago, there was this post on Twitter from somebody who goes by the name Julie Ray Goldstein. And it says, and we'll show you on the screen there, but it says, seriously, AMC Theaters? I come to the single showing you have today of the Elliot Page's new film, Close to You, within a 20-mile radius, and you find it appropriate to play the only instance of the trailer for Matt Walsh's movie I've even seen in a theater? Read the mother effing room. Meanwhile, you can see in the picture that there's like nobody else in the room, so it's a little bit hard.
This is exactly the reason why they advertise very prominently, usually in left-wing spaces too. Like if you make a video critical of Matt Walsh, it's pretty high percentage. You'll get a daily Caller or a daily fucking Wire trailer playing on your project as the sponsorship, because they like to do that. You know, in an attempt, I guess, to kind of cross promote and spread disinformation on the information, or spread information on the disinformation campaign.
To read it. That's maybe the first problem. But yes, apparently the trailer for my film is playing in front of Elliot Page's new trans drama called Close to You.
It's impressive that he's not misgendering Elliot Page. That is true. I'm going to assume this is probably because it's on YouTube and they've probably gotten so many warnings and strikes on their fucking egregious behavior. I'm not sure.
And this has upset some of the audience members. Not a lot of it hasn't upset very many audience members because there aren't very many audience members, but it has upset a few of them. And there were other tweets responding to this from other people who were in that showing, or maybe in different showings, I don't know, complaining about the same thing. Another guy posted,
they all desperately want to be in Hollywood. Well, yeah, it's wild. If you look at Ben Shapiro, failed scriptwriter, failed movie writer, novelist, but his writing career didn't really take off as much as punditry. Same thing. Matt Walsh was a longtime shock jock radio host who wanted to be Jackass. He was filming segments like he was Jackass. He was doing intros like he thought he was Jackass. He wanted to be Johnny Knoxville. And then eventually, I guess he was inspired by Borat, like a lot of people. Borat was just such a cultural phenomenon. It was so infinitely quotable that everyone was fucking, being, into this day, you still go, my wife, without even thinking about it twice, right? And thinking, yeah, no, I could do that. I maybe I'll pick my target. Who do I want to expose? Trans people. So I'm going to get all that money. I'm going to do a movie, and it's going to be big budget, and it'll feel like a Borat film, except it's going to be me going after trans people. And then after that, I'll go after minorities, and I'll make one about being racist. Yeah, that's the next project.
Me and my boyfriend were in this very screening and had the same reaction. Skull emoji. So these people are upset that my film is being advertised in front of Elliot Page's film. But I personally think this is a wonderful thing. And I don't know how Elliot Page feels about it. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I'm thrilled by it. We're both on our own, personal journeys of self-discovery. We've both made films that are raw and honest and I think devastatingly emotional. We're both very vulnerable right now. I think we're both very vulnerable and sensitive people. And in fact, I'd even say that I think that Elliot Page is probably really happy that our films are tied together in this way. And again, I don't know. Maybe that's why the trailer was there. Maybe you're just like a career-long bully. That's it, right? And he's just a guy who punches down for a living, just makes his money doing that. And then at this point, it's just like, well, yet another hilarious moment. And yeah, all I got to say, I don't know if this is going to make the news and anyone's going to talk about it, but Page requested it. That could have happened. I don't know that. I'm not saying. So this is the clip from the upcoming Matt Walsh confessional, I'm racist.
The white participants in the group feel that there's something in themselves that they have to overcome, when all that's being requested of you is that you be. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are
Sorry
you?
about that.
Oh, no problem. You good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remind me of your name again.
Steven.
Steven? Yeah.
Don't say Matt. Don't say Matt. Don't say Matt.
Okay. Did you want to come up?
Come up?
Yeah. Do you want to come up and share anything?
Sure. What do you want me to share?
Whatever's on your
I
mind.
just want to know that, like, my physical safety and yours and everybody else's here is okay.
Why would your physical safety not be okay? Did I miss something?
I don't feel comfortable.
What? Can you guys catch me up to speed on what's going on here?
You don't need to be caught up. We're going to be silent.
Is it because I said I had 17 black friends? It might have been 15. It depends on how you count them.
I would really appreciate it if you left so that the people who actually want to be here and deserve to be here can get.
See, the thing, again, and I've tried to say this, is that people who are really good at what they do, Sacha Baron Cohen's an example of this, and I know that he's a hardcore Zionist piece of shit. I'm not here to defend his, political views, but in terms of him being a comedian and doing what he does, he makes it look very easy. When you watch an episode, even the old TV shows, the old Ali G episodes, when you watch him in his different characters and he's tricking people constantly, you might feel like, oh, this is really easy. All I need to do is get into a room and then pretend to be someone else, and then everyone will think I'm that thing, and then I can make them say whatever I want. I'll get the funny clips. You don't get to see the hours and hours and hours and hours of failed attempts, the unfunny moments, the awkward moments, the jokes that go nowhere. You don't get to see those. Same, like, listen to interviews with Eric Andre, who does a lot of on the street stuff, right, and does a lot of sketch comedy in that way. Some of them are complete disasters. Some of them are you literally spend an entire day filming, waiting to get maybe a good moment or two, and then it just completely falls apart in your hands, right? And to watch that and then think, oh no, this is easy. Okay, just set it up. Find me, schedule some kind of, like, I don't know, confronting your whiteness course. Is there something like that? There is? Okay, so just sign me up. I'll go in there. I'll say something really funny, like, I've got 17 black friends, even though the minimum requirement is 15. I'm less racist than the rest of you. I'll say something hilarious like that, and then I'll, like, get the funniest reactions, and everyone will lose their minds because they'll all be so triggered, and we'll get so many leftist tears, and then probably, that blue-haired, emoji woman is going to pop up, and she'll scream, and then the other, SJW person with the pink hair will be in the corner too, and then she'll be like, no, and then it'll be really funny. It's gonna be hilarious.
I do want to be.
Can you please leave?
I would like it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Come with me.
Well,
Thank you.
I didn't consent to be touched.
I'm not offering to touch you. I'm offering to walk you out. Will you walk with me and I'll answer your questions?
Okay, I'll admit it.
And then again, it's like, I get what's supposed to be hilarious about this, right? Is that everyone is just being so performative right now. It's like, oh, look how ridiculous they all are. They're all asking for consent before touching each other. What, we're not allowed to just grab each other and, just manhandle me out of the room? They can't even get rid of me. That's the beauty of this, because if I don't consent to being removed from the room, they can't consent to having me leave. So this is really funny. It's hilarious. And it's like you're watching a room full of people actually kind of being reasonable and being like, okay, well, I don't know who you are or what you're about, but you're not taking this seriously. The rest of the people here are here for a reason. We'd like to continue with what we're doing. Can you please leave? You know, it's not the epic takedown that you were hoping for.
I'll admit it. My name's not Steven. Maybe you already knew that. My name is Matt Walsh.
We know.
Okay, you got me. Well, wait. What if I'm just M. Walsh? Or what about Matt? I'll go by Matt, all right?
I'm just starting, but I see that I'm not wanted.
If you were on your journey, then you would have told us who you were, your real name, but you didn't.
Are you saying I
Please
needed a
leave.
better disguise? Is that what you...
I don't know, maybe. But you can figure that out as you walk out the door.
This is promotional material, by the way, for his upcoming film. This is the clips that they released to be like, oh, you won't believe what Matt did this time. You won't believe what he got away with.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you so much. I really had a transformative experience myself. And my pronouns are he, him.
Like, again, these there's no joke if you're just saying things, if you just say things out loud. This is the problem with so much conservative comedy. When you're like, hey, by the way, I'm a blue-haired liberal SJW. I love soy. That's not a joke. It's funny because you're the thing that we pretend you are. It's funny because you're the character that we make fun of. That's the joke. And if you're doing this with a live setting with people who don't know that the whole thing is a bit, then you haven't actually roped them into anything. You're not juxtaposing anything across from them. You're just saying things out loud and getting caught while you're doing it, and then being like, I go by he, him, though. Yeah, just being an asshole isn't funny, you know? If we're going to run the gamut of all the people who actually do this professionally, Tom Green, one of the pioneers of the whole I'm doing stuff in public. Now, there's Tom Green sketches that are profoundly cringe and unwatchable because it's just him being an asshole to someone on the street who obviously isn't aware of what's happening, but the whole blunt of the joke is he keeps being more of an asshole and then eventually gets a reaction out of the person. Those aren't the good ones. Those aren't the good Tom Green sketches. There's really good Tom Green sketches where no one knows what the fuck is happening, and it creates a very comedic scene where people are like, I've never seen what is happening before, or how do I react to this? And then stuff can develop from there. But if you're just literally annoying people with the camera, congratulations, you invented TMZ.
Index 2514 can transmit on tech 2. What's your message?
I did everything I could to fit in. I opened up. I was raw and emotional. I told them about my black friends. It was no use. They rejected me, and they called the police. My mere presence in the room caused them pain. I'll never be accepted if I look like this.
Like, see, this entire thing, start to finish, in the cutting room floor, this would have been a bomb. This would have been like, okay, so we had an idea. We set up a conference. We got people to attend it, and we got them to participate for a while. We said we were going to be filming it. They signed release forms. Everything was good to go. And then, Matt, you walk in, and then you start to basically be a character, build things up until eventually we create a very funny comedic scene where you're bouncing off each other. And you ruined the whole thing by not being in character, by not really being able to be a different person, by not being able to act or perform, and then clearly getting outed right away by people who might not even be familiar with who Matt Walsh is, but can clearly tell this person is not taking this seriously and they don't want to participate with you. And that's it. That's the totality of this entire sketch that we just saw that is part of the promotional material now.
If they know that I'm Matt Walsh, I'll always be an outsider. I need to go deeper undercover. A whole new idea.
And the answer is, like, the bar is so low for having very politically charged right-wing comedy in this arena, of which there clearly, like, is a huge deficit. That's one of the reasons why Steven Crowder has been able, or Dave Rubin, probably one of the worst stand-up comedians in history, has been able to still craft careers for themselves. Steven Crowder is still considered a conservative comedian. He's still considered someone who produces sketch comedy, but it's with a right-wing slant kind of thing, you know? Like, if you think The Onion's funny, wait until you see the Babylon Bee. They really do the sketch comedy well. And like, the bar is so low for this kind of shit that someone like Matt Walsh can slip through the cracks. Like, Joe Rogan, like, actually liked What Is a Woman? And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's just so, like, transphobic brained. But even then, if you are a comedian, Joe Rogan, if you're supposed to say you love comedy, you love comedic timing, you love all that kind of stuff, you have to watch this shit and be like, yeah, this ain't it. This even if I say I hate wokeness, I hate white identity, I hate white fragility, I hate white guilt, I hate conferences where people have to talk about their whiteness. Even if you hate all of that, you'd watch this sketch and be like, yeah, but that's not funny. This is a bomb. This wasn't like you didn't actually get anyone. There's no gotcha here outside of the fact that after the fact you're like, oh shit, we're in that movie. That sucks.
Identity. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one. Like someone who is progressive, tolerant, enlightened. Let me think. Have I ever met anyone like that? Ah, yes. Yes, I have.
What is a woman?
Why do you ask the question?
It's the character. He did it again. He's lib. He's lib Walsh now. And you recognize. Oh, there he is. It's lib Walsh. It's the character. He's back. Now he's at the convention floor, and he's probably punking people and pranking them. Yes, and it's the same character he plays in Lady Ballers. It's the same character that he was workshopping in a lot of his terrible online sketches and his fucking I pull over to park in my car things. Like, it's, again, I feel like he just watched, what was that Sacha Baron Cohen series? What is America or something like that. I think he basically saw that character that Sacha Baron Cohen plays, which is like the San Francisco / New York liberal. But like, the reason why Sacha Baron Cohen's character works and Matt Walsh's doesn't is Matt Walsh's is a projection of what he thinks leftists, or liberals I should say, what he thinks liberals are, right? Sacha Baron Cohen's was an exaggeration. It was so hyperbolic to the point of being completely absurd. Like it went into absurdist comedy immediately. He was having dinners where he would sit down and talk about how he's trying to preserve fetuses and shit like that. Like he went so extreme with it where no normal person listening to him would be able to take it seriously. And in their reactions, because again, this is what the whole point of satire is supposed to be, in the reactions, that's where you're laughing, because you too all of a sudden feel that mirror effect of being like, oh, that's if I had someone sit across from me and say that they were preserving fetuses in jars in order to I don't know, promote wokeness or something like that, yeah, you'd probably be like, wait, what? What the fuck? But if you're just like, I'm an annoying liberal guy, I'm annoying and liberal, I need to talk about how the bare minimum is 15 black friends, while I have 17 black friends because I'm annoying liberal. There you go. Good stuff.
Hey, if you'd like to unlock secret bonus episodes as well as uncensored content, go to patreon.com/The Serfs. This show is produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Poppy, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Travis McClinton, Trincell, Words Greenwood, with additional support coming from all of these amazing human beings right here.